Last time Ferrari won a Grand Prix, 2019.
Very true.
Oof, that feels so long ago.
We're going to get ready to go here, 25 seconds. I think Sebastian Vettel's the last person to win a race for Ferrari, that's correct. In Singapore.
Puts in chat, if I want to Merc, I call a cab. Fair enough. You do what you gotta do.
You do what you do, Mr. Speckins. You do what you need to do. Oh yeah, also don't forget your setup, everyone. A reminder in the stream as well.
Your tyres obviously matter, so 10. Whatever tyres you qualified on in quali, if you're outside the top 10, that doesn't matter to you guys, but top 10, make sure you start on those tyres.
Which means
we will find out.
Everyone in the top 10 will be starting on the softs.
We will find out, and we will give you time penalties.
Well, disqualifications.
We'll go straight from time penalties straight to disqualification.
Yeah. Just remember your tyres, don't change it. Right then, so much DHL branding and a couple of lobbies later, here we are.
If you need a parcel being delivered to you, DHL.
Yeah, other postage people or companies are available.
There are other postal companies.
Postal companies, that's it. Is everyone ready in 15 seconds? Someone's forgotten their setup, right?
I think someone's just probably gone for just a 1-1 setup, just, you know, blisteringly quick down the straight.
Well, Natty's stream should be interesting then. It's got loading complete, drivers should hopefully be on the grid. There we go, drivers on the grid, so let's get going here for the Italian Grand Prix. Anyone wants to know how I know that? Go check out Natty's stream, NDM Gaming, on YouTube.
Make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell.
Well, not for Natty's channel, make sure to do that over here.
If you are subscribed to Natty's channel, just unsubscribe.
Exactly, mass unsubscription. There, if you do like what we do here at Gabba Racing, please feel free to subscribe to the Twitch and turn on the little bell icon. You will get to know whenever we go live here, as Bodak's already been disqualified from the formation lap, which is underway now, as Jyotsi Kev leads us away from pole position on the soft tyres. Let's get the tyres up on the screen. So outside of the top 10, everybody on the mediums, apart from Bodak and Revkov. Oh, thunder in the grass! Don't know what happened there.
He's just trying some different lines, you know, because it's Monza, you know.
Just doing a Fernando Alonso.
If I'm right, Sebastian Vettel got a penalty for that, for what he did to Alonso, squeezing him on the grass in 2011?
Yeah, that was 2012, and Alonso did it to him in 2011, but didn't squeeze him too far onto the grass, so he wasn't able to make the overtake. I think was the distinction made there.
Okay, before we get to the start of the, before we come around the final corner, I would like a top 3 prediction from anybody in the chat.
Ooh. And
the first one I see will be the first one gets read out.
That sounds fair enough. So big thank you to all 24 of you watching. What is that? This is the formation lap, Mr. Speckins. So if you want to type in your top 3... Oh, for the race, there's a car off. That's Cass. Cass off.
Oh, no.
And I have no idea what happened there. Obviously no actual
Piero
damage.
says Hamilton, Verstappen, Bottas.
Nice.
Yep, we love that. Thunder, Cass, and Cryptotech.
Wow, that'd be an interesting podium.
I mean, I'd love to see a Ferrari win.
I would love to see a Ferrari win here at Monza, but you've got Jyotsi Kevin Maas on pole position. We will turn off the UI here so we can see these drivers charging their way down into the first corner here in Monza. The championship still up.
Careful though. 2 drivers ahead of him got disqualified, so their tyres are going to be stone cold.
And we're just going to have to wait and see. Natty says he's going to win. Well, if he does, it would be one of the greatest drives in Premier Series history. But we're going to go to 5 red lights any moment here, I am sure, as the drivers take their grid positions. As the lights do go on. We can hear them going on. The revs build, and when they go out, we're going to be racing here in Italy. It's lights out, they're off. Jitsukev gets off to a good start, as does Thunder. Going down in towards turn 1, Jitsukev covers off the inside line, and I look at the Red Bull behind. I believe that's Cryptek challenging one of the cars in front of him, challenging the championship leader, Cash Engel, into turn 1, and all nice and clean. Geek Fusion crashes a little bit into Cash Engel on the exit of turn number 2. Now they go and round the Curva Grande. Spaniel, a 5-second penalty for corner casting. There's a car in the runoff at turn 1, but now Jitsukev still leads them. We're coming under pressure from Thunder 50-50 in the Ferrari. Feel the weight of the Tifosi going into turn number 4, and Thunder's taken the lead, but he's gone over the curves, and he's in the ground, and that's going to drop him now a bunch of positions down. And for a brief moment there, the Italian fans can celebrate, but now their hearts will sink in the grandstands as Thunder drops now outside the top 5.
We did have to worry about the curbs, and Thunder unfortunately got a bit caught out there, unfortunately, and it was looking so good for the Tifosi, now 9 and 10. A couple of people going off at turn 1. I think one of those was to Hebler and Kanan. I think Spaniel as well, because he's got a time penalty to his name. Meanwhile, the gap at the front is less than 3 tenths as they come through Parabolica. Geek Fusion, we always know that he uses a lot of his ERS battery, and he's burning it all onto the back of Jitsukev.
Jitsukev is going to go defensive here. They're going towards turn 1. Those ERS just slipstream to make this move now. Geek Fusion pulls the outside line. Can he overtake Jitsukev around the outside at turn 1? He's going to have the inside line return to this contact. Geek Fusion gets spun round a little bit there. There's a big lock up in the background as Thunder moves his way now past Heblerino and up into 8th place, but Cryptek now looking to challenge the back of the Alfa Romeo, the Aston Martin even, going in towards turn number 4. He does pull out to the inside and go for a send in. No, not on this occasion, but his teammate has a look at the back of him. Thunder, though, another position for him, past Tiger Assassin, up into P7, and Cash Engel's off! Your championship leader's off the track, and out of the points now!
He doesn't have any damage, obviously, but we know of. 2021's been a bit buggy, but I couldn't see what happened there. Predicted pit stop strategy is a one-stop. Apparently soft to mediums.
Over 2 Red Bulls now side by side into Ascari, and that looks a little bit easier there for Holland, so the swap being done between those 2 teammates. Holland now chasing down Geek Fusion and Jitsukev. This is a massive opportunity for those in the championship behind Cash Engel. He's currently outside of the points.
Meanwhile, someone that's had, in my opinion, a good start, I mean, yes, dropped 2 places, but JMB Surreal in the top 5, he's got away from Thunder to the point where DRS will be, well, nil and void for Thunder, and Tiger's only 6 tenths behind, and meanwhile he has Heblerino for close company.
As Natty and Revkov battling it out on the track in towards turn number 1. And yeah, done an absolutely amazing job. He's outbroken himself into turn 1, goes across the curb. Does he keep the position? No, he drops back behind Natty and slots in front of his teammate. Yeah, that was a very tasty stuff there between those 2. There's contact between Revkov and Natty, though, out the Curva Grande in towards turn number 4. Does the Revkov make this move up the inside? No, it's Kat Stengel who gets past his teammate. Oh, sorry.
Meanwhile, a gap at the front is 6 tenths of a second. I think. Are you now properly hydrated there, 2 cents?
I am now, yes.
But Holland has no DRS to Geek Fusion, who is closing all the time behind Jitsukev, but he has no ERS to play with.
Yeah, these the top 2 now really pulling away as Cass gets past Natty. They're going wheel to wheel through Ascari. Natty over the curb. The 2 champions of the Premier Series now go wheel to wheel. And Revkov trying to make it 3-1 while his teammates do. This is going to get very close between these 3, and now both Alfa Romeos get ahead of the 1 Ferrari.
Oh, dude, you can't make this up if you try, but now it's Revkov on his teammate. Meanwhile, at the front, it's Geek Fusion and Jitsukev going side by side down into turn 1.
Oh,
contact!
The 2 Red Bulls swapping again there as Cryptek overtakes his teammate.
Meanwhile, Natty and Revkov, it's all happening up and down the field. The 2 Red Bulls going side by side. I think that might be another team order. This just allows JMB Surreal to get closer and closer. We've got yellow flags, but it's for Bodak.
Who has gone off the track there.
at Lesmo 2. He will have to watch out for the leaders and the pack in general.
And now J&B Surreal right on the back of Cryptek as they exit the second Lesmo and down the back straight. Both cars with DRS, of course. J&B Surreal with slightly more energy available to him on the overtake than Cryptek.
Good evening to Navel Sick, just entering the chat. Hope we see you tomorrow for the Super League.
Indeed.
We're missing that blistering pace, but the gap is 3/10 of a second, 2/10. I think Jutsukev might get DRS here from Bodak. He goes wide.
Fusion goes wide in the dirty air there of
he didn't. Jutsukev didn't get DRS from the Mercedes.
Geek Fusion does have DRS, but as you said before, Ben, no ERS. The player going down into turn 1 looks to the outside line now in the Aston Martin. Jutsukev covers it off though, and that's Thunder going past J&B Surreal. The fight back from the young Irishman has begun. He's on the outside now of the AlphaTauri on the exit of turn number 2, and now he uses battery on the inside line through Curva Grande. Oh, and makes the move, but that's Podak off the road again at Curva Grande on the grass and into the gravel. But now these two battling it out on the track. Thunder up into 5th position, and what a comeback drive from him so far after that disaster on lap 1. And after all this time, he finds himself only 4 seconds behind Jutsukev. He's not really lost that much time.
As Bodak has crashed into the wall, lost his front wing. This is not going well for him in his debut race here in the Premier Series.
He's retired.
He's retired. Will that cause a safety car? And it has full cause safety car.
Right, so will we see anyone dive into the pit lane for a set of the for a set of the hards even?
Hard tires should comfortably make it to the end of the race. You would have thought 20 odd laps after the safety car comes in. It should be possible.
We'll wait and see if anyone does come in. Jutsukev, your race leader.
Gav saying, here we go again.
Jutsukev comes in. Geek Fusion follows him in. Holland Campion stays out. Both Red Bulls staying out. Thunder stays out.
Heblerino in. Tiger staying out. Cass coming into the pits, Revkov coming to the pits. It's a double stack at Alfa Romeo.
As Natty is also staying out there.
I think it's a kind of a no-brainer if you're on a medium tyre, maybe staying out, maybe getting track position, maybe gamble on another safety car. Hard tyres are being fitted. Geek Fusion, Cass, Kanan on a set of mediums.
As Cass dropping behind Heblerino there. Kanan in the pits. Kanan stuck in the pits waiting for other cars to go out. As Kanan hit oh no, Kanan's disconnected in the pit lane.
Oh, I'll invite him back.
And just like that, it's now a Red Bull 1-2 with Holland Campion leading out in front, Cryptek in second, Thunder back onto the podium in third, but we know what strong pace he has in that Ferrari this evening. J&B Surreal is now fourth, Tiger Assassin fifth, and then Natty G sixth on a set of the medium compound tyres. So he'll be going a lot longer into this race now, perhaps going to go to a set of the softs at the end.
Maybe. 2-stop could be the way, it might not be the way. We're only going to find out as the laps progress.
As Piero
invite Kanan for some reason.
There's a Piero in the chat saying that the medium can go to the end, but you will be very, very slow at the end. So we'll have to wait and see how that plays out for the likes of Jutsukev, who went to a set of the medium tyre, and for Revkov, who has done the same.
I don't even know how to call this on strategy-wise. I don't know who's made the right decision, because we're only on lap 6, about 7 or 8 laps away from a normal conventional pit stop. And has this changed someone's hands to a 2-stop, or some people?
Oh, and a car in. Is that Holland Campion pits from the lead of the race? And that's a very peculiar strategy. That will drop him now right to the back of the field, with a lot of cars to overtake. I'm not sure that was the right move to do there for the Dutch driver. He's going to come out stone dead last.
He will be stone dead last behind the Mercedes and the Williams. But, I mean, good thing for him is, it's not a VSC, it is a full course safety car. He will catch up to the back. But, like you say, he has it all to do.
And,
which means now Cryptek is your race leader, Thunder back on the podium, J&B Surreal in P3, and Tiger P4.
And now Natty in 5th on a set of those medium compound tyres. But yeah, if you were going to come into the pits, you really should have done it on the lap before, because now Holland finds himself right at the back of this pack, the entire grid in a massive Red Bull sandwich of all the trimmings.
Hello, Dazza. Apparently he says softs can do 13 to 15 laps.
That would be very surprising. Yeah, safety car
then. This could be interesting indeed.
Indeed. We should get the safety car in this lap though, and that will mean, well, hopefully any time soon, should get the message coming up with safety car in this lap. Now, Cryptek will want to go as late as humanly possible to not give Thunder that slipstream all the way down the main straight and into turn number 1. Yeah, well, Thunder, we all know what happened the last time Thunder challenged for the lead in this race. The safety car then streams off into the distance, which means that Cryptek becomes a de facto safety car now in the final sector. He will decide when we go back to racing. He's keeping the speed up here, keeping the pace up behind the safety car into the final sector. Now, where does Cryptek decide to go? He's gone now. He's trying to keep Thunder. He has really caught Thunder napping now down the main straight. Does he challenge for the lead? Natty getting past Tiger in the background there as well, and all other cars going side by side. That's Billy Misu on the outside of Jutsikev. The two Aston Martins working together. Jutsikev covers off Geek Fusion though on the inside. They're going 3 wide into turn 1 here. Billy Misu keeps it around the outside, which turns into the inside line now for turn 2, but Jutsikev is still there, and on the exit Jutsikev gets the move done. Great move there from the man who's in second place in this championship, but Billy Misu is still there around the outside of the curve of Grande, but nothing doing there. Going into turn number 4, it's going to be a late send on the brakes from the Romanian, but just about stays behind.
Billy Misu dropping at the exit of the chicane.
That's very unfortunate.
Just saw that.
But now Cryptek has already pulled 1.1 seconds now back to Thunder. Those tyres really heated up on the Red Bull very quickly. It looks like Thunder might be struggling a little bit for tyre warm-up.
Maybe it's Jutkev's now getting past the Hebla, so this is molto interessante. It's very interesting in Italian for those of you who don't know. Now he picks up a time penalty, and Jutkev is going to say thank you to Wolfie, but it says they're now clipped at this point. Not much they can do, and he goes round the outside.
Beautiful move.
Brakes, but he runs a little bit wide. But apart from that,
Holland's
very beautiful move.
As Holland's fight back now beginning, he's got past Kanan through the Parabolica, and now down the main straight. No DRS just yet for these guys. To Hebler though, making his way past Wolfie as well, making his way past Jutsikev, but there's contact, and to Hebler crashes into Jutsikev at turn number 1.
Oh. I really didn't see that, so I couldn't have seen what's going on, but now this allows Wolfie now to go around the outside, coming into De La Roja chicane. He backs out of it, he thinks better of it. That's promoted Geek Fusion now into 8th, Cass into 9th on the hard tyres, which you would have thought, but Jimmy, Wolfie going down the inside at Lesmo 1.
He's firing this back as Jutsikev they get the up and under.
Switch back, and now here comes Geek Fusion now down the inside. And he also, thank you, I think Wolfie might have some front wing damage.
I think that's definitely a possibility, because Cass Stengel has also gone past, as has Heblerino. Very, very interesting race here so far. J&B Surreal just 0.6 of a second behind Thunder. It was a losing time, hand over fist here.
2 seconds out in front.
Just great pace here from the Red Bull driver, showing us what you can do in clear air. As is that Thunder coming into the pits? I thought I saw Thunder coming into the pits there. DRS now enabled.
He has got very, very understeery front end on that Ferrari.
As Geek Fusion and Jutsikev, remember they used to batting on earlier in the race, but Geek Fusion finally gets his man and gets up into P6, but Jutsikev's not going to have this lying down, he's gone down the inside. There's contact again. Geek Fusion not giving Geek Fusion not giving him any room. As now Cash Stengel closing on the back of Geek Fusion, going in towards the next corner. And defending the inside as Cass go for a send on the brakes.
Gone very wide though. He went over the bumps again, and Jim Bisorelli, he's just sniffing. I think Thunder might have front wing damage. or certainly floor damage from that lap 1 excursion.
Oh, JMB surreal. Oh, Tiger!
Oh.
Wow, that was almost.
What a save!
Very well. Very well held. Very well held from those two. Wow. What car control. But all the time this is happening, Cryptek will just be sat there absolutely licking his lips. Now 3 seconds clear of Thunder in second place. These guys all really hotting up in battle behind. But I think Jutsi Kev, for the second time this week, will not be very happy with somebody's defending.
I wouldn't be surprised if you see him weaving down the straight before too long, as meanwhile no one's going into the pits. They're just trying to break the slipstream. JMB Surreal gaining all the time on Thunder 50-50, a bit too far back to make a move on this lap, but you can sense that it is coming. Meanwhile, Castengle going around the outside of Geek Fusion. Double lock up for Aston Martin, but he goes a bit wide.
Oh, well, that's a car, that's Wolfie off at turn 2.
Yeah, I find it very hard to get the break.
Castengle going for the outside move into Curva Grande. Gonna look on the inside now in towards turn number 4.
Do like
textbook from the championship leader there.
Yeah, I find it actually.
Oh, but Geek Fusion coming back on the exit.
Oh,
and now going into the first Lesmo, Geek Fusion gets to move back. Cat's going to get the up and under. And once again, he saw it. Jutsi kept it. That's Wolfie who's wide again there. As a Cat does take the move, but now Geek will have the DRS around the outside, down the back straight. Don't even need to get to the next corner before Geek can make the move. But here comes Heblarino. Going to go down the inside into Ascari. He almost locks up and goes into the back of the championship leader. But these two really close together and really battling it out here on track.
All this battling that Geek and Cass are doing is actually allowing a certain Holland champion to close up.
And yeah, all of a sudden here, Holland is not really out of this fight. He's only 1.1 seconds behind Revkov now as they head down the main straight once again. And Cass will have another bite of a cherry in terms of DRS and now gaining all the time.
It's a drag race between McLaren and the Haas, which is running less wing. It seems
that the Haas... look at the move from Castengle. Switches it to the inside. Oh no!
And then Jetsakev hit Geek Fusion. Heblarino had nowhere to go, so he went into the back of the Haas. And it's all kicking off here at the Italian Grand Prix.
And that was very, very frosty between Geek and Jutsi-Kev. They're still so close together on track though here. These were the top 3 in the race until the safety car came out and they all came in for their first stops onto the hard tyres. Jutsi-Kev though really needs to use those mediums to get ahead of the 2 cars in front of him really.
Yeah, you would have thought, but he's out of the DRS range and now he will be extremely vulnerable to the cars behind, and Holland has now got the DRS. And
Cass and Geek still battling on the track, going through the Ascari chicane. Still so close together.
Coming on to penalties as the Hebler now picks up another 3-second time penalty. I would think that Jutsi-Kev will put in a steward's inquiry to get his 3 seconds of time penalties removed.
Yes, I think because he was... as Thunder does come into the pits, Thunder does pit. So, Ferrari calling the strategy and going for an undercut then on Cryptek. Natty will stay out. Geek Fusion is gaining on Cass once again going into turn number 1. This will be a much simpler move than it was the last time. Gets in before they even get to the braking zone. Revkov though on Heblarino going into turn 1. And Hebler's going to stand his ground there on the inside of turn 2. But look at Holland now. Holland all over the back of both of these guys as they exit turn 2 in towards Curva Grande now. Can Holland make a move here on either of these 2 rivals and get after?
He's gaining. Look at the overspeed that the Red Bull has
on
as he
the
goes to the
outside.
Della Roger chicane.
But gets
He's getting on the outside.
Wow, what a move there from Holland. The fight is on. 0.3 of a second now behind Revkov, but in a bit of a DRS train, as Jutsi-Kev also has the DRS from the cars in front of him.
Meanwhile, Geek, Cass and this little train behind have now caught the ailing Alpine of Tiger Assassin, and Geek Fusion is going to be looking for a move into Ascari.
Yes, it's
Tiger's not going to fight. They're on different strategies. I was going to say maybe he would defend like a lion for his fellow friends and compatriots, but he knows he's on a different strategy. But Geek has no ERS. Tiger still has plentiful of it. Maybe a move into turn 1. I'm calling it.
Perhaps. Cryptek
Buongiorno a tutti.
So,
Mr. Schumacher.
Cryptek then does box off those soft tyres. We'll see what he goes to now. Set of the mediums to the end of this race for the Red Bull. Back out onto the track.
Assassin on Geek Fusion. He's gaining all the time. 214 mile an hour.
Oh, look at Cass down the inside. They're 3 wide into turn 1. Cass over the curb, trying to get past Geek Fusion, but gets pushed into the gravel, but has the drive on the exit to go round the inside of Geek Fusion and back up into what will be the lead of this race once Natty does come into the pits. And now they're going 3 once again. Look at Tiger Assassin on the outside of Geek Fusion going into turn number 4. Nothing doing there.
Inside of Revkov, and he's pushed wide. Big contact.
Both across the runoff there on the inside of turn 4. But Holland now right onto the back of Jutsikev once again. This is essentially the battle for the lead now. As somehow after that disastrous lap 1.
Look at the train. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, all the way down to 10th, effectively, if you want to count Kanan.
And they're still battling.
All within a second, and this is going to end in disaster too, Stain.
Yeah, you get that feeling, you really do. Just keep wide. That's going to give Holland all the invitation he needs now to try and get past the Haas. Looking for the run in towards the next corner. Can Holland make this happen? No, Revkov's going to make it happen on the inside of Parabolica. And that was very rude. That was very, very rude there from Revkov. Very forceful indeed.
He's got nothing to lose. He started at the back. He's now fighting for P5 and P4. But here comes Holland. The hand of frustration goes up. Meanwhile, Geek and Cass going for a round. Cass has gone deep.
Cass is off.
Kevin Tiger, there's contact. Tiger's ghosted. Holland's going to go through him.
And
where have to give the position back for that? Cass got ahead of Geek Fusion.
But now he's
went wide.
Now he's dropped back.
I think he might get in the position. Oh.
Jutsikev almost had a coming together there with the championship leader. But
there are too many cars at the same place, Piero. Holland does a big snap of oversteer. But I don't know what...
Oh, that's Geek Fusion! Geek Fusion was waiting to happen there. Geek Fusion spins round on the exit of second Lesmo. Doesn't look like there's any serious damage done to that car, but he will be out of this battle for the lead now. We knew something was going to happen, we just didn't know where or when, and that's sign number 1. And Natty's saying stop the count. I'm sure he'll be wanting another safety car fairly soon. He almost got his wish there with Geek Fusion, but Holland Campion now right on the back of Jutsikev as he head down the main straight for the 16th time in this race. DRS will fly open once again.
Here we go. Tiger gets a 5-second penalty speeding in the pit lane.
Jutsikev gaining on Cass. Jutsikev goes to the inside. There's contact between the two. That looked a bit forceful there from Jutsikev into turn 1. Gets the move done. Cass keeps his nose in, and that nearly
comes Holland. He's squirming all over the place on his hard tyres.
And now the 2 Flying Dutchmen in the championship. Holland gaining all the time on his rival, but just going to run out of straight before we get to turn number 4.
Okay, I just want to point out here too, Saint. MDM Gaming is typing in chat, which is X90G, but X90G is driving.
I have a feel. I don't know. How many hands does he have? Either he's very, very talented.
We have had suspicions for a while that he did come from Area 51. As Jutsikev picks up another 3-second time penalty.
That would not be good for his championship endeavours. Colin Campion, though, gaining on the back of Cash General, but Revkov in the top 5. I'd have been saying that after qualifying.
I don't know where this man has...
Oh no, he's got very wide.
I'm afraid we may have talked a bit too soon now.
Just a little bit.
I don't know where his paces came from. It just came out of nowhere.
Holland.
Stengel.
He actually hit Cass there at the entrance to the Parabolica. Caps gets all kinds of out of shape though on the exit, and that's going to give Holland all the invitation he needs. But they're both now gaining on Jutsikev in front as well, going in towards turn number 1. Jutsi with no DRS. These two obviously do have the rear wing slot gap open, but nothing doing there under braking. Revkov's round. Revkov's off the track at turn 2. And just as we were saying, no damage. It looks like he's going to lose another position there to De Hebler on the exit of turn 2. Where is... Oh, I don't know where Speed is actually. I hope he... Oh, he left a long time ago, unfortunately, Mr. Schumacher. Yellows in sector 2. What's happened there?
I cannot see off the top of my... I can't see.
Oh, it's Natty! It was Natty!
Oh, did he have a spin?
The gap's come down from about 5 seconds to now it's 1.4.
Give me a minute, I will do some validating on that.
I don't think Natty has managed to restart his stream, unfortunately, so we can't actually see what's happened there. But the battle behind them, though, getting really up close and personal. Holland's going to switch to the inside. They're going 3 wide into the Parabolica, are they? Not on this occasion. I thought that was going to be an absolutely monumental crash between these three as they exit now onto the main straight. Natty does come into the pits off those medium compound tyres. Jersey kept weaving to break the slipstream. The 2 cars behind and DRS are going 3 wide into turn 1. Cass on the inside, Holland on the outside, Jersey came in the middle. Cass gets through into the lead of the race somehow. Holland's still second, but Jersey gaining overtime round the outside of the Curva Grande. Does he get it round? Is it a Grande move for Jersey? Yes, it is. But no, it's still not over. It's still not over. Holland switching it to the inside now into turn 4, but can't make the move.
Gavra saying Natty did a test recorder. I presume that means he did a spinala or a spin of some sort. Natty coming out in P12, 6 seconds behind Spanel.
And that's going to be a long way to make up. Holland though with the DRS, with the ERS, with the everything, gets the move done. Can he challenge Castello? Not on this occasion into the Ascari chicane. Stays off the curbs there nicely. Will set up Cass now off the Parabolica and slipstream with the DRS down into turn number 1. Kanan as well, finding himself quite high up the grid, but Holland's not waiting for the Parabolica. He's going for this straight away into the final corner. Oh wow! And now 11 sets to 2. And Holland gets ahead.
Just been tactical. Cass eased off so he could get the DRS, and look on the from over.
Neither of them have DRS. Only Jutsukev has DRS. And there's not even going through once again into turn 1. Jutsukev on the outside this time. Can Cass outbrake Holland? No, he can't. Jutsukev locks up, but boxes in Holland as well. And now around the outside, here they come in towards Curva Grande. That's giving Heblerina now a chance to close up. Holland now leads this race. Jutsukev and Cass going wheel to wheel through Curva Grande. Cass around the outside.
This is just bringing Heblerino and Kanan into the mix.
And it's really making life a lot easier for Cryptek. Don't forget Cryptek there on fresh mediums now. Finds himself about 5 seconds behind Kanan in this 5-way battle for the lead here in the Italian Grand Prix. It's not over yet.
Oh, this is really, really, really intense. Dunkin' Donuts saying good race again. He loves racing here in his first season. Well, we love that. And again, Piero Premier Series is on another level.
Really is Jutsukev.
The oohs and the ahs are coming out now too.
The L's really are, but look at that though. That's giving Holland a 1.2 second advantage. That could be crucial in the outcome of this race. Yeah, Jutsukev not happy with Cass's defending second week in a row here, really. Through the Parabolica they come though now on towards the main straight. I think if Jutsukev wasn't happy before, he's about to be absolutely livid going into turn 1 because expect some leading from Cass. We're on board now with the Haas going down the main straight and approaching turn 1 and over 200 miles an hour with the DRS open. Does Cass defend this? He always defended it very late. Jutsukev on the inside though still. Cass gets there first on the brakes. Jutsukev going to try and brave it around the outside. Remember what happened to Hamilton and to Verstappen the last time this happened? No such dramas on this occasion though, as both cars make it through the second corner. But this is getting very, very frosty up at front here. And look at that, on the last lap. On the last lap there,
I saw the fastest lap from Natty though, so...
On the last lap there, Cryptek gained over a second on Kanan.
Meanwhile, Natty and Spanel going wheel to wheel through the Curva Grande with a banging wheels hard versus soft. It should be a no-brainer. Down into the Delarosa chicane.
Guess it does.
And the Ferrari will go into P11. Now he's got a 4.5 second gap gain on James B. Surreal. Then he will be somewhat near Revkov, Thunder and Cryptek. And he's got it all to do.
An absolutely textbook move there from ex-Natty G. Casto really starting to gain now on Holland Champion. The gap coming down to 1.1 seconds, but he is using that ERS charge. Holland isn't really using his at all. Probably should use it to respond to keep Cass out of that 1 second ERS window.
I think he might have got it. It was 9/10 actually as he entered into Parabolica.
We'll see if the rear wing flies open. No, he doesn't.
Oh, it
Pass
said that he
Jutsi Kev does have a DRS, so he's having a look, is he? Oh,
yellow flags.
Billy Misu
again.
As he extricates himself from the barrier, but yeah, the gap now 8/10 of a second.
Past Geek Fusion, going a bit deep into turn 1. That's going to allow Geek Fusion the up and under maybe.
Not on this occasion.
Great traction actually from the Alfa Romeo.
But look at how much Cryptek's gained now. The gap now down to 2.9 seconds. It was 4.6 a few laps ago. This really isn't over. Cryptek could be in a very, very good position here if he can now just sit there, save a bit of his ERS and keep closing that gap up to the cars in front. As our Holland here
1.6 seconds faster than Kanan on that last lap alone, as 8th and 9th are still fighting.
Geek Fusion and Revkov. Geek Fusion battling the other Alfa Romeo on this occasion, but does manage to get through. Does manage to get through and keep the position. Yellow's set to 3.
Tired. I assume that was in the pit lane. I hope it was in the pit lane. We do not need a safety car, thank goodness. So happy for Heblerino in P4. Heblerino is having an absolute wonderful race.
At the moment here, he'd be on the podium with that penalty for Jutsi Kev.
Oh yeah, even though he'd have his 3 seconds removed, he'd still have the 3 seconds from the corner cut. So this is technically P3 for Heblerino. Go on, my boy. Just want to clarify, Heblerino is not actually my child, just want to say. As the battle for the lead, Holland, even though he's got double the ERS on Cash Dengel, he's not really pulled out the gap I thought he would have, considering it was only 1.5 seconds at one point.
Exactly, but Cryptek there as well.
Didn't gain 50-50 behind him. It does close company.
Very true, but has not gained as much on this lap as he has the previous couple.
Meanwhile, the top 3 is separated by 1.2 seconds.
This is going to get very frosty, isn't it, up here? It's going to get very, very frosty indeed.
I mean, the battle for technically net P3, should Heblerino and Kanan keep up, would be interesting, because Kanan all over the bat now on the McLaren as Thunder picks up a 3-second time penalty.
That could be big for the outcome of this race. 5 laps to go here. It really is not over. Cryptek getting 1.7 seconds now behind Kane, and he's running out of laps though to make these moves, and a challenge for the lead. Cass has given Hollands a bit of a breather up there, coming off the parabolic, and now down and towards turn 1. The DRS flies open on the Alfa Romeo. He's gaining all the time on his Dutch compatriot now. Going into turn 1, Holland does go defensive. Cass around the outside, gets there first on the brakes once again, but will Holland give him enough room? Yes, he does, and Cass gives him the respect on the exit as well, and Holland keeps his lead.
Getting past Cryptek though for P6 on track, and they have gained massively on Kane and Heblerino.
But Cass is still gaining on Holland. Cass switching it to the inside. Can Jutsi get past on the outside? All line astern at the moment, and no moves done there. No harm, no foul. Yeah, no one going over the curb either. Drivers starting to learn their lesson from that, I feel. As now Thunder gaining still on Kanan. The gap just over a second is. It's going to be a very hard job for Holland to keep Cass behind. It's going to be a very, very hard job for Cryptek and for Thunder to get back into the podium positions, but it is still technically possible.
With I mean, if you think about it though, if the top 2 get a penalty, Heblerino P1.
that would certainly be a 10 out of the books.
Heblerino is now firmly within the DRS.
He might not even need it. He might not even need it.
He might not need it. Meanwhile,
and now Thunder now does have DRS on Kanan.
Yeah, but so does Cryptek, because Cryptek is only half a second behind Thunder. So the top 7 separated by 3.5 seconds, but you wouldn't really notice it as everyone is now in the DRS train. Meanwhile, Natty going around outside of 2 drivers on the soft tyres, and he'll have the DRS for good measure.
And that will get him ahead of Revkov and JMB Surreal. Revkov now gets pushed outside of the top 10. Oh, JMB Surreal sends it on Natty, and there's a half spin, and that's going to allow Revkov back through. Yes, it does. There's contact! And how did they both not end up in a barrier?
What happened to Tiger? What happened was he was on. I mean, yeah, I mean, he was up there at one point, and then he had a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. But maybe he should have pitted under the safety car.
Well, if you've got the safety car, you can't serve a 5-second time penalty, can you? But Thunder, they're looking to serve up a hot dish of overtake on Kanan going into Ascari. Not on this occasion. That was very, very close there through the entry to the chicane. But yeah, Thunder. Oh, Thunder! And that adds that to the list. Add that to the list of amazing saves today. Cryptek having a look at the Ferrari going into the final corner, but nothing doing there. Holland's going to cross the line with 3 laps left to run, technically including this one. Lap 25 of 27 has been started, and the battle behind the top 2 has also been started. Is Thunder gaining all the time in the DRS, but unfortunately for him, Kanan's got DRS. Is he going to go for it on the brakes? It looked like it for a second there. And the top 7 now, all so close together. And now look at Cryptek, he's less than a tenth behind Thunder going in towards the Curva Grande. Can he make a move here? It's going to be damn dear on the brakes, goes to the inside line. Does he have a look? No, not on this occasion.
This is heating up to be a classic. Natty getting past Geek Fusion. I assume that was down into turn 1.
And I think that
might... Oh, contact for Geek Fusion. He's hit the wall and now he's got front left end plate damage.
Oh, and he's off.
Back of the front. Thunder's firmly in Kanan's slipstream.
They'll go to the inside line and makes the move. Bold stuff there from Thunder.
He might have to give that position back because it might have been a legal overtake. But meanwhile, Cryptek now on the back of Kanan on himself as well. He'll go down into the parabolic. He'll get DRS regardless.
But now,
as meanwhile,
Holland
the gap up front.
He's going to start lap 26. In the lead of this race, but for how much longer? Cass has been sat there, he's been charging up his batteries, now in the DRS, in the slipstream, pulls the outside line, actually lifts off there, so I think Cass is saving it. Cass is saving it for a last lap, all or nothing, super dive bomb mega move.
Jessica literally has nothing, he's using it as we speak, just to keep up with these guys, so maybe his tyres are starting to fall off the cliff, and this is just allowing Heblerino to firmly solidify that P3.
It really, really is, as now Cass has got 59%, 60% going up all the time, usable energy available to him. Holland has only got 51% of that battery left, so it's going to be very, very tight margins here as we head down the back straight now in towards the Ascari chicane.
Holland is a bit wide.
And that would be all the encouragement that Cass needs to try and make this overtake, but Jutsikev as well is gaining, and Jutsikev going to throw a spanner in the works here as Cass goes defensive into Ascari, but nothing that Jutsikev can do there. He just doesn't have the ERS charge. Cryptek finally gets past Thunder once again, going into Ascari. Thunder again loose on the exit of the corner, but you'd have thought now Cryptek a bit too far behind the cars in front to make a move on any of them.
Holland needs the parabolica of his career.
And he gets a good exit.
Little snap of oversteer, and the ERS is not really that different, but here we go.
From 7/10 back, it's going to be one hell of a dive bomb from Cass going in towards turn 1. Is he close enough? He's gaining all the time. He just needs a little bit more straight, but Collins locked up. That's going to give him a bad exit off the exit of turn 2, and now around this final lap of the race, Cass is gaining in the slipstream with his ERS through Curva Grande. He's going to go to the outside line. Will turn to the inside for turn 4. He gets shoved to the grass by Holland. Holland on the outside line. Does Cass get this on the last lap? Yes, he does. And Holland has lost the lead at turn 4, but now Holland has got more ERS. There's one more DRS zone yet to come through Lesmo 1. We're going to go through towards Lesmo 2 now. And can Holland keep close enough to have a go on his Dutch compatriot into this chicane, but he's wide. And
that could up another 3-second time penalty.
And that could be the final blow. That could be the final blow in this race. But Holland goes defensive now from Jutsikev as well. Cash Stengel still leads this race somehow, but there's still one more straight and one more corner left to navigate for Cash Stengel. And Cash has gone deep. And here comes Holland. Here here comes Holland. Cass is weaving all over the place. Holland goes to the inside line on the last lap of the race. It's the last corner of the race. They're wheel to wheel. There's so much contact between the two. Cass is still there. It's going to be a drag race to the line. And Holland's ahead. Holland's ahead to the line. It's going to be Holland. Holland's champion wins. There is Cass. Cass by 8 thousandths.
No! What?
Cass by 8 thousandths of a second.
Heblerino finishing P3 for McLaren. Jitikev down in 6th with his penalties.
Wow. Wow.
Whoa.
8 thousandths of a second. 8 thousandths of a second.
What did we just witness?
Wow. Wow. A photo finish here at the Italian Grand Prix in the Premier Series. Castello takes it from Holland Campion. Oh my word. Oh my word.
What did we just witness?
Another championship-worthy drive from Castello there. Cass and Heblerino.
Heblerino, fully deserved driver today, but every time I say the Premier Series doesn't disappoint, it never disappoints. Straight from round 1 we get action.
8 thousandths of a second between the two touch when you finished first and second on the podium.
I'm not even racing and I'm getting the shakes of the hands.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Wow. Cass takes it.
Cryptex, on Cryptex, no. Cryptex is saying, no, it said Holland won on my screen. Checkered flag next to Holland's name.
So, is this... are we splitting the points? Is it equal points?
Or just they could send footage of their last lap final corners and let the stewards decide.
It's saying here 8,000, so the stewards will have to have a look at this one. But your unofficial race results then on the screen. Castello with an amazing drive takes it. Holland Campion second. Heblerino first podium of the season. He is in third. Cryptek in fourth. Kane in fifth. Jitikev with those penalties comes up sixth in the end. Thunder. What could have been for Ferrari? They finished 7th and 9th here today. Alpha Tauri splits the two Ferraris with JMB Steel, so a solid effort from them today. Revkov scores points for the second time this season in the Alfa Romeo, adding to their tally in the Constructors' Championship, and Spanel just outside the points there to Hebler 12th, Wolfie 13th, Tiger 14th, Geek Fusion 15th, Billy Misu and Bodak, your non-finishers from that race, and what a race it was.
Jeez, why? I have no words to say. I really have no words.
I also have no words. That was incredible. No,
I really just hope that tomorrow in the Super League we get more, if not even more, maybe a 3 wide photo finish. How good would that be?
Yeah, well, what a race! What a race indeed. That might be the best Premier Series race ever.
Zetsify saying under investigation in Cash Dengo and Holland Campion for checkered flag incident.
Oh well, I'm sure the stewards will be having a look at this. I'm just watching the replay again here. Dan doing a very nice job in the chat of clipping it for us, and I'm seeing here, because the gap goes from about 600ths to nothing, Holland gets the lead coming off of the Parabolica, and it looks like he's ahead. The gap then does go back to 0, however. I'm just watching it now as they cross the line. It does look like Holland is ahead as they cross the line there. It goes back to 300ths down as they cross the line, and it doesn't change, and then Cass somehow wins it by 8,000. So I think the win might be going back to Milton Keynes and to Red Bull here, but we'll have another look at it in the hours preceding the race, and we'll let you guys know as soon as possible. There'll be a message in the penalties chat. There won't be a penalty dished out, I'm sure, for either driver, but just to let you know the final finishing results. It looks like Holland may have actually taken it on the track.
It never disappoints. It never ever disappoints.
Yeah, we'll try and get the onboards as well of Holland and Cass. If those guys can hear me in the chat, then please send us your onboards. Just type !claim, or you can DM them to me. You both have my details. But yeah, let's try and find out who's won that race as quickly as possible. But we'll go to some instant race reaction. Well, there's nothing else really. It was just amazing.
There was action everywhere. I mean, at one point there was a 7-car fight for the win. 7 cars.
Ridiculous. Crazy.
It does remind me of last season, to be honest. Also at Monza, where there was at least 10 cars fighting for the win at one point. And in the end, Napula won out in that fight, mainly because I may have caused the safety car, which may have caused all of that carnage. I'm not saying I did, not saying I didn't, but it happened either way. Oh,
wow!
Jeez, so if you enjoyed that content, if you didn't, then there must be something wrong with you, surely, because everyone must have enjoyed that. Be sure to tune in tomorrow, where the Super League drivers will be taking their swing at Monza. Friday will be GT Sport for the final sprint race of the season at the lovely Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. Dutchy has already wrapped up the championship, but I'm sure that will not stop him from taking another victory. Or maybe not. Will the BCR boys extend their championship lead?
Well, we're currently behind you in the championship in terms of the teams, but yeah, 3 points.
I completely forgot about that. But it's still too close to call.
Yeah, it's still very close to call in the teams championship over on GT Sport. Tune in Friday for that, as Ben said. But what an amazing race we've had here in the Premier Series in Italy. So from me, from Ben, from the entire crew here at Gabra Racing, absolutely mental race, and arrivederci. We'll see you next week in Imola.
What?